Hey guys, my religion teacher is awesome. I can't even describe. He's just he's just a fun teacher. He's this old black guy, and he has this weird way of delivering things like with arm movements and things, and he's funny, and he's gonna make religion fun, and I'm very much appreciative of that. Because religion's always gonna be an easy class with no homework or virtually no homework. But like I always hated it, but I was still good at it, but I hated it. But with this guy, I think it's gonna be a blast. So I'm happy about that. Apart from that, whole coming out biz, still feeling good about it. Still feeling like end of the month, probably gonna get around to it. But hey, it's only the second day of school. Only has been the second day of school. But yeah, world needs less bitchy teachers and needs more awesome teachers. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Uh, yeah, just yeah, a lot of things, a lot of things just float around my mind. But yeah, the girl made this comment. Okay, girl made this comment in my class. We were talking about the afterlife, and a girl made a comment that was basically like, well, if you look back through the years over history, there's always been talk of some form of afterlife. That couldn't have come from nothing. It's far too complex. It's far too imaginative. It had to have come from something. It couldn't just be humans. That was her argument for the afterlife. So we talked about it back in the day, and that makes it real, is the rationality behind her argument. And I raised my hand, and teacher's like, yes, Scott. And I'm like, we also talked about vampires for the last 500 years, and they're pretty imaginative. So, are we to say that we had divine intervention to think about vampires? You know, I don't know. I don't know. That was just one of those moments where I was like, that's one of those things you think and don't say. But anyways, I'm all good now. I'm pretty sure it's like 11:13, trying to get my hours good, trying to like go to bed. This is probably only happening because The Daily Show and The Colbert Report are on their vacation, and they will be for the next this week and next week, and then the week after that they'll be back on, and then I'll get to watching them again, and then I'll get to watching South Park, which is conveniently placed at midnight, and then I'll be going to sleep at 12:30 again. Most likely. Willpower. We'll see how much willpower can last. Good night's sleep. I felt really good today. I felt really good today. Went to bed at like 10 yesterday. I lost like an hour of sleep in between like 12:30 and like 2. So like an hour and a half of sleep I lost because it was almost like when I slept from 10 o'clock. I slept from about like 10 o'clock to 11:30 solidly, and then I got woken up by my dad bringing Pedro into my room because I went to bed too early for Pedro. Pedro looked at me, he's like, I'm not going to bed. So I was like, fine, I'll go to bed. And then I got woken up by that. And it was almost like waking up from a nap. Because I have like certain characteristics when I'm woken up from like a sleep, and certain characteristics when I'm woken up from a nap. And that felt like I was woken up from a nap. Because I was like totally out of it. Totally out of it. Whenever I have a nap, I'm always like I sweat profusely. It's kind of gross. But like when I sleep, not so much. But when I nap, I don't even know why. It's like I'm just like yeah, and it's like it's gross. But it's like so I woke up at 11:30 and I was in like nap state, thinking random thoughts. Okay, apparently my brother woke me up and asked me if I had given my bunny his meds, because my bunny's on meds because he's got like a staph infection or something. It's healing, it's getting better. But apparently he woke me up and asked me if I had given him his meds tonight, and apparently I told him yes. I don't remember that shit. That's just like characteristics of my nap state. You like slap me to make me wake up. I'm a heavy sleeper, heavy sleeper. I'll tell you this one time I was at my cottage, and we have a we have a bunk bed in one room, and the room's very tiny. And this was like whoa, a few years back, and I'm sleeping on the top bunk, and my brother gets up to the cottage later, and he comes and he wants to go to sleep. And on the bottom bunk, there, yeah, enough of those jokes. There were like mattresses stacked up, so he needed to move mattresses, and there was a wooden ladder on the bunk bed. And apparently, I don't know, 'cause I didn't wake up, but apparently they were like weren't even trying to be quiet. They were like smashing shit, accidentally knocking over things, breaking them right beside the bed, and like, and I didn't even, like a baby, sleeping, sleeping. Yeah, I think I've just babbled on for like 5 minutes or so. I have no time recording thing on here. My guess is like 5 minutes and 38 seconds. That's my guess. I don't know. I'll see you guys later.